My beloved child, listen with the kind of attention that makes your heart beat differently, because from this second onward, every word is going to pull you deeper into a truth that has been hiding right behind your everyday breaths. Something huge is waiting for you, and if you blink or scroll, you will miss the one revelation that was meant to reach you today, right now, before someone shuts their door on you forever. There is a person, someone you once thought would stand by you through every storm, someone who pretended to hold your hand but kept their real intentions sealed like a locked room. And today, that lock turns. Today, something inside them shifts. But the shocking twist? It has nothing to do with you being wrong, no. They are closing their door because you are rising too fast, growing too bright, becoming too powerful for their comfort. They can no longer control you the way they used to. They can no longer predict you. They can no longer dim the force you carry. And so, instead of stepping up, they step away. Instead of supporting you, they shut down. But don't miss this. What they think is their final goodbye is actually the beginning of the biggest elevation of your life. Amen. Blessing 111. But hear this, because this is where the story pulls into the twist no one saw coming. The real reason they are closing their door is because they've been secretly afraid of you. Afraid of your growth, afraid of your transformation, afraid of the strength you built quietly when no one was paying attention. Deep inside, they know that once you step into your next chapter, you will reach heights they can't even imagine touching. They feel it. They sense it. They fear it. That fear turns into jealousy. That jealousy turns into distance. And that distance turns into a door silently closing, hoping you won't notice the click. But you did. And what they don't know is that the universe is watching every move, shifting every block, arranging every step to remove anyone who cannot walk with you to the next level. This is not a punishment, this is protection. You are being separated from those who would only slow your destiny down. Their exit is a blessing disguised as loss. Something huge is waiting for you, something so unexpected that the same person who closes the door today will one day wish they had kept it open. Amen. Blessing 222. And now, as you breathe in this moment, let me reveal the part that will hold your audience in absolute silence. They are closing their door thinking they are walking away from you, but in reality, they are walking away from their own miracle. Because you, my beloved child, were the opportunity they never realized they had. You were the one who would have supported them, healed them, uplifted them, and changed their entire path. But the universe will not let people mishandle what was meant to be sacred. This separation is not the end, it is the final clearing before a massive breakthrough that has already been shipped toward your life. Someone new, someone aligned, someone loyal is being prepared to walk in. Someone who will keep their door open, their intentions pure, and their heart steady. And when that happens, the person closing their door today will feel the full weight of what they lost. Not because of regret, but because the universe will show them who you truly were. Something huge is waiting for you, and the next chapter is not just better, it is destined. Amen. Blessing 333. My beloved child, before you take your next breath, understand this. The moment that door closed, heaven opened another one for you, quietly, powerfully, deliberately. Something huge is waiting for you, and if your audience even blinks, they will miss the heartbeat of destiny that just shifted in your favor. The person who shut their door believes they walked away with dignity, but what they actually walked away from was their own elevation. They didn't leave because you were wrong, no. They left because you were becoming untouchable. They sensed your glow increasing. They felt your wisdom sharpening. They saw your silence turning into power. And instead of celebrating you, they felt threatened by you. This insecurity grew like a shadow behind them until finally, they convinced themselves that letting go of you would protect their ego. But what they don't know is that heaven is watching, redirecting, removing, and replacing every person who cannot respect the destiny placed on your life. This door closing is not the end, it is the proof that your next chapter is too big for everyone to fit through. Amen. Blessing 444. But let me shake your heart with this next revelation, because this is the part that will make your audience lean closer, breath held, waiting for the next second. The moment they shut that door, something inside them broke. They acted confident in front of others, but when they were alone, they questioned everything. They didn't expect the universe to respond so fast. Opportunities they thought they'd receive began slipping away. People they relied on began distancing themselves. Their energy began shifting in ways they couldn't explain. Why? Because they walked away from someone who carried divine favor. You. They walked away from someone who was chosen to rise. You. They walked away from someone whose presence brought balance, clarity, and protection. You. When they removed themselves from your life, they unknowingly removed themselves from their own blessings. And now heaven is replacing that empty space with someone who will appreciate you in ways you've never experienced. Someone who won't fear your light, they will align with it. Someone who won't shrink from your strength, they will rise beside it. Something huge is waiting for you, something that will make everything that left look small. Amen. Blessing 555. And now, here comes the part that will hold your viewers right where you want them, still, silent, hooked, unable to scroll. The universe is preparing a moment where your elevation will be so visible, so undeniable, so unstoppable that the same person who closed that door will freeze when they see you. They will try to hide the shock on their face. They will pretend they're unaffected. They will act like they made the right choice. But deep inside, they will know the truth: they misjudged you. They underestimated you. They doubted your worth. And now they must watch you step into a life they never believed you could reach. A life where peace follows you. A life where opportunities arrive without warning. A life where you are seen, valued, respected, and chosen. Something huge is waiting for you, and this time, you won't have to chase it, it will come directly to your doorstep. Heaven is shifting your timeline, upgrading your circle, removing every low vibration connection, and placing you exactly where you were meant to be from the beginning. Their door closed so your destiny could open. Amen. Blessing 666. My beloved child, take a slow breath, because from this moment forward, the story turns sharper, deeper, and more unfiltered than anything revealed before. Something huge is waiting for you, and if your audience even moves their thumb for 1 second, they will miss the most shocking part of the entire truth. The person who closed their door believed you would break, collapse, or beg for their attention. They thought their absence would shake your foundation. But instead, the opposite happened. you became even more unshakable. The universe elevated your spirit, strengthened your intuition, increased your self-worth, and sharpened your clarity. Suddenly, you were no longer chasing, explaining, or pouring yourself into empty spaces. And that shift, is what scared them the most. Because when you stopped needing them, you became powerful. When you stopped trying to fix them, you became rare. And when you stopped waiting on them, you became unreachable. They closed the door thinking you would stand outside, but you walked away without turning back. That is the moment they realized who you truly are. Amen. Blessing 777. Now listen closely, because here comes the revelation that keeps your audience glued. The universe didn't let them stay in your life because their heart was not clean toward you. They were smiling at you while hiding doubts. They were talking to you while secretly questioning your value. They were watching your growth while hoping you wouldn't surpass them. They were near you physically, but far from you emotionally. And heaven saw everything. The late-night whispers. The silent jealousy. The inner competitiveness. The secret comparisons. They didn't walk away because you were wrong, they walked away because your destiny exposed their intentions. Your light revealed their shadows. Your strength exposed their weaknesses. And the moment they realized they could no longer manipulate your heart, no longer control your emotions, no longer influence your choices, they shut their own door. But what they didn't know was that shutting the door was the final confirmation heaven needed to release you from them forever. Something huge is waiting for you, and they were never meant to be part of it. Amen. Blessing 888. And now, let me deliver the part that will hold your viewer so tightly that scrolling becomes impossible. The universe is about to elevate you in front of the same person who closed their door. Not out of revenge, not out of ego, but as divine proof of who you were all along. They will watch from a distance as your life enters a completely different frequency, new blessings, new connections, new opportunities, new recognition. Your name will travel where their presence never could. Your energy will attract people who truly value you. Your journey will rise into seasons they were never built for. And the painful part for them? They will realize too late that losing you wasn't just losing a person, it was losing peace, guidance, healing, and destiny alignment. They shut the door, not knowing that heaven was waiting for that exact moment to open a much bigger one for you. Something huge is waiting for you, and this time, no one can block it, delay it, or steal it. Amen. Blessing 999. My beloved child, brace yourself. Because this part is where the truth becomes so piercing, so breathtaking, that your audience won't even blink. Something huge is waiting for you, and if they try to scroll, their own heart will pull them back to this exact second. The person who closed their door for you forever did it with a strange mix of pride and fear. They convinced themselves that shutting you out would give them power. They thought distance would protect their ego. In their mind, they believed you were the one losing something. But heaven watched every hidden insecurity behind their decision, every unspoken jealousy hiding beneath their smile, every moment they pretended to support you while low-key hoping you would remain small enough to need them. And when the universe realized that their intentions were never pure, that their heart was never aligned, that their presence was beginning to drain the very soul inside you, the door closing became their destiny, not your failure. They removed themselves thinking they were ending a chapter, but they were actually removing the last blockage standing between you and the breakthrough that has been circling your life for months. Amen. Blessing 11:11. And now, here comes the revelation that will hold your viewers like gravity itself. The real reason they closed that door is because your transformation exposed everything inside them that they tried to hide. You became disciplined, while they stayed stagnant. You became wiser, while they kept repeating the same patterns. You became spiritually aligned, while they remained emotionally chaotic. You rose, while they remained the same. And the moment they saw you stepping into a version of yourself they could no longer predict or control, they panicked. They felt replaced by your growth. They felt threatened by your confidence. They felt invisible next to your rising energy. Instead of being inspired, they became intimidated. Instead of celebrating you, they withdrew. Instead of supporting you, they distanced themselves. The truth is harsh but clear. They didn't close their door because of who you are, they closed their door because of who they are not. Your evolution highlighted their lack of evolution. Your light made their shadows louder. And rather than facing themselves, they chose to escape you. Something huge is waiting for you, something so elevated that their absence is actually a requirement for your entrance. Amen. Blessing 12:12. And now, let me drop the kind of truth that will freeze your audience in their place. The universe is preparing a moment where your success will echo into the very space where they once felt superior. Not out of revenge, but out of divine timing. They will see you stepping into a new environment. One where you are valued, respected, chosen, supported, and recognized. They will see you glowing in a circle of people who understand your worth without needing explanations. They will see doors opening for you that were once locked, opportunities arriving for you that were once blocked, blessings overflowing into your life in ways they never believed possible. And while all this happens, they will stand on the other side of the door they shut. Watching, regretting, replaying every moment they could have chosen differently. This is the divine shift. You are rising into a life where their presence cannot follow. Heaven removed them not because they were bad, because they were too small for the magnitude of where you are heading. Something huge is waiting for you, and this time, the only door that matters is the one the universe is about to open in your name. Amen. Blessing 13:13. My beloved child, steady your heartbeat, because this part is where the truth becomes so intense, so emotionally magnetic, that your viewers won't even breathe properly until every word lands. Something huge is waiting for you, and this moment, this very second, is where the universe exposes the deepest layer behind why that person shut their door on you. They didn't close it because they were done. They didn't close it because they were healed. They didn't close it because they were suddenly wiser. No. They closed it because you were becoming everything they secretly wished they could be. They saw your glow returning. They saw your confidence rising. They saw your mind sharpening. They saw your energy shifting into something they couldn't match. And instead of growing with you, they chose to step back and pretend that disconnecting gave them the upper hand. But destiny is never fooled. Heaven knows intention, vibration, alignment, and truth. And the truth is this: they closed the door because they could no longer stand beside someone who made their own life feel inadequate. Not because you tried to overshadow them, but because your very existence reminded them of what they refused to become. Amen. Blessing 14:14. But wait, because this is where the real shock arrives, the part that will lock your viewers in absolute silence. That person thinks they walked away from you, but spiritually, emotionally, energetically, they are still stuck to you. They replay conversations in their head. They revisit moments they pretended didn't matter. They feel the loss more deeply than they dare to admit. They thought shutting the door would free them, but instead, it trapped them in a cycle of regret. They tried to replace you, distract themselves from you, forget the depth you brought into their life, but every attempt failed. Because the truth is, they didn't lose a person, they lost a whole blessing. They lost stability. They lost guidance. They lost emotional clarity. They lost a presence that made their chaos manageable. And now the universe is showing them what life looks like without you, quiet in all the wrong places, loud in all the painful ones. Something huge is waiting for you, and their absence is simply making room for someone who has the capacity to stand beside you without collapsing under your greatness. Amen. Blessing 15:15. And now, prepare for the final twist of this part, the kind that holds the audience tighter than gravity. While they closed one door, heaven opened a corridor for you. Not a door. A corridor. A pathway. A long road filled with opportunities that stretch beyond anything you've seen before. New connections will enter your life, people who don't fear your strength but admire it. People who don't feel threatened by your growth but uplifted by it. People who don't shrink your light but amplify it. Meanwhile, the person who shut their door will begin noticing your rise everywhere, your name appearing in places, your glow becoming impossible to ignore, your transformation echoing into spaces they thought you could never reach. And in those moments, they will realize the truth heaven already knew. They didn't walk away from you, they walked away from their own destiny. Their closed door was their choice. Your open path is your reward. Something huge is waiting for you, and no closed door can stop what the universe has already written in your favor. Amen. Blessing 16:16. My beloved child, hold your breath because part 6 begins with a revelation so intense, so spine-tightening, that your audience will freeze exactly where they are. Something huge is waiting for you, and what I'm about to reveal will make the entire story flip in a way no one expects. That person who closed their door, they didn't do it in one clean motion. No. They hesitated. They paused. Their hand trembled. Their mind argued. Their heart whispered your name even while their pride pushed the door harder. Why? Because deep inside, they knew what they were losing. They felt it like a silent earthquake running under their skin. You were their anchor. You were their balance. You were the calm in their storm. But ego is a force that destroys before it understands. And their ego convinced them that shutting you out would protect their image, their comfort, their illusion of control. Yet the moment the door clicked shut, the universe responded loudly. Energetically. Suddenly, everything around them felt different. Colder. Emptier. Because whether they admit it or not, they closed the door on the one person who carried light into their darkest corners. Amen. Blessing 17:17. But here comes the part that will keep your viewers locked in. all eyes, all focus, no scrolling, because this twist hits deeper than anything before. The universe has begun a silent rearrangement behind your back, a rearrangement so powerful that even the person who left you can feel the shift without understanding why. Their life is starting to feel out of sync. Their decisions are starting to backfire. Their connections feel unstable. Their emotions feel heavier. They cannot explain it, but heaven can. They separated themselves from someone divinely protected. Someone uniquely guided. Someone spiritually aligned. Someone who was meant to evolve into greatness. And the universe does not stand idle when a chosen soul is mishandled. Doors that once opened easily for them now require force. People they depended on are becoming distant. Energy around them feels unsettled. Meanwhile, your path is clearing. Your intuition is sharpening. Your momentum is gathering speed like a silent storm rising from within. This is the divine exchange. When someone removes themselves, heaven replaces them with someone 10 times more aligned. Something huge is waiting for you, and it requires this separation to finalize your next elevation. Amen. Blessing 18:18. And now, the strongest revelation of this entire part, one that grips the viewer's soul and doesn't let them move. The universe is preparing a moment where your transformation will be so undeniable, so luminous, so visibly blessed that even the person who shut their door will not be able to hide their reaction. They will hear your name in unexpected places. They will sense your growth without seeing you. They will feel your rising energy like a wave passing through their life at random moments. Morning, night, in the middle of a conversation, in the silence of their routine. Because destiny is about to shift you into a higher realm, and their closed door was the final permission heaven needed. Your blessings are no longer delayed. Your circle is no longer contaminated. Your journey is no longer blocked. You are entering a phase where the universe says, now. And in this phase, every forgotten seed you planted will bloom with force. Every loss will be replaced with abundance. Every ending will open a destiny-sized beginning. Something huge is waiting for you, and the one who shut their door will soon realize, it wasn't you who was locked out, it was them who locked themselves away from a future they could have shared. Amen. Blessing 19:19. My beloved child, prepare yourself, because the truth in this part is going to hit with the force of a revelation your audience won't be able to pull away from. Something huge is waiting for you, and the universe is about to expose a side of this story that the person who closed their door hoped would never surface. They didn't just shut you out, they shut you out because they saw something in you that terrified them, your potential to outgrow every version of them they carefully crafted. They saw your strength returning in ways they couldn't match. They saw your clarity forming in ways they couldn't manipulate. They saw your intuition awakening in ways they couldn't hide from. You became too aware, too awakened, too elevated. And when someone who depends on your confusion notices that you're becoming too clear, they panic. That panic becomes distance. That distance becomes silence. And that silence becomes a door slamming shut, not because they stopped caring, but because they could no longer control the story when you became the author of your own life. Amen. Blessing 2020. But here comes the part that will freeze your viewers mid-scroll, because the universe is revealing that the moment they closed their door, they unintentionally open the biggest transformation of your life. Your energy has shifted into a frequency they cannot access anymore. They feel your absence like a shadow missing its source of light. They sense your elevation intuitively, even without seeing you. They may laugh in front of others, but alone, they replay moments with you like scenes from a movie they can't pause. They scroll through memories they wish they didn't delete. They replay conversations they once took casually. Because the truth is, they didn't expect you to rise this fast. They didn't expect you to detach this cleanly. They didn't expect your soul to recover this powerfully. And that realization is haunting them in ways they keep hidden behind a deadpan face. Meanwhile, your path is accelerating with blessings lined up like dominoes waiting for the right push. Something huge is waiting for you, and heaven is clearing the runway so your takeoff becomes unstoppable. Amen. Blessing 21:21. And now, the deepest part of this entire chain of revelations, the one that will lock your viewers' attention without mercy. The universe is about to reveal to you why their door had to close. You are stepping into a season of connections that match the magnitude of your destiny. People who will not shrink from your power but protect it. People who will not envy your growth but evolve with you. People who will not pretend to care but show it consistently. People who will not leave when you rise but rise with you. The one who closed their door will soon witness your glow from the outside, through glimpses, whispers, sudden realizations, unexpected signs that your life has elevated far beyond where they ever imagined you reaching. And when that happens, they will feel a piercing regret, not because you changed, but because they refused to. They will realize too late that the door they shut was the last door standing between them and their own breakthrough. Something huge is waiting for you, and heaven has already sealed it with your name. Amen. Blessing 22:22.